Here we go. Here's the starting grid for the penultimate Mini-Max and Mini-Rookie race of the season. It's the pre-final on day 2. Here's your starting grid. Jacob Ashcroft and Alexander Van Meeuwen will be on the front row. Jack Freeman and Lars Lambers, row 2. Felipe Perez and Finn Albert Jorgensen ran out row 3. Row 4, Maxime Becker and Tom Reed. Bran van der Weyken and Victor Royks ran out the top 10. Rory Armstrong, Lieke van Berkel, Thomas Verheyen, Jeff Verbeek, Jent Moonen, Jonathan Falkenberg, Vic van Kampenhout, Jakob Kubera, Ryan Rivers and Daniel Ferguson ran at the top 20. Tristan Shays, Pauline van Preet, Maria Roberto, Samir Paul, Benedictas Masioka, Sega Fransens, Leon Helvos, Jensen Walker running at the 29 that will start the race as Kieran Stewart and Vitek Kubera, after yesterday not taking any further part in the competition. They round out the 29 strong grid. Good to hear that Kieran Stewart was very quickly attended to by the medical team and rushed to hospital. He has had surgery on his left leg, and Kieran very much was holding on to the brakes, and the incident was quite difficult to watch even from my perspective. And good to hear people already in the chat on YouTube. Yannick Dillon, Maxim's mum, watching on the live stream, wishing her son the very best of luck. Monica Gonikarte wishing Ben all the very best of luck today, and also Tommy cheering on for his mate Kai Gillets, who'll be in action a little bit later on when Senior Rotax gets going at 12:50 local time. So if you are watching in Georgia, it's 2:50 in the afternoon, so you've already digested your lunch that you probably just had. I hope you're all watching over there and cheering on Mate Kobahidze, who'll be in action in the Junior Rotax pre-final coming up very shortly. So the red lights are ignited on the starting gantry ahead of 13 minutes, plus 1 lap for the penultimate race of the 2023 season. Peter Jeans, good morning, wherever you are. I think you might be in the UK, so thank you for joining us as well. 29 Mini-Max and Mini-Max rookie drivers are at a very slow pace. They're now about to cross the red line, which is the point of no return, out of turn number 11. A couple of drivers including Rory Armstrong, Lieke van Berkel, who ran out row 6, weaving a little bit more from side to side. As you can see, the Sunday sunshine is in abundance. The drivers now make their way out of the final corner. Here we go. Revs rise. Are we ready? Lights are out first time. Good start by Alexander Van Meeuwen, who pulls alongside and gets past Jacob Ashcroft on the run into turn number 2. Lars Lambers holding station in third at the minute. 2-3 abreast coming out of turn 3 for the first time as the field surges its way into turn 5. Van Meeuwen, Ashcroft, Lambers, Finn Albert Jorgensen looks to be running out the top 4 as the drivers make their way down the Europalan. Change for the race lead into turn 7. Looks like Ashcroft might have got back through. Oh! Looks like Victor Royts got someone over the back bumper going into the braking zone. But down into turn number 9, running in towards Cafe Corner. Ashcroft leads, Van Meeuwen, then it's Lambers. They're all swarming all over the shop going into turn number 10. As we're about to complete our opening lap here in the Mini-Max pre-final for day 2. Ashcroft leads the way after lap 1. Lars Lambers looking for the move, and Ashcroft looking for the racing line. They both squeeze each other, and Lambers gets through for the race lead. Van Meeuwen looking to the outside into turn 3. That won't happen because Felipe Perez straight up the inside like a scalded cat on a hot tin roof was the 107. Maxime Becker looking up the inside of Jack Freeman. And Freeman slots in behind the German. He's got Finn Albert Jorgensen closing in. And was there a change? I think there was. Finn Albert Jorgensen gets ahead of Jack Freeman. But Ashcroft now sends it up the inside of Lars Lambert through turn number 9. Felipe Perez, Alexander Van Meeuwen, Maxime Becker. That's your top 5. Ashcroft defends going into turn 10. 11 minutes and 10 seconds still to go. A little bit of bumping between Lambers and Reyes, which pushes the 107 backwards into the clutches of Alexander Van Meeuwen, who looked to the outside into turn 12. That opened the door for Maxime Becker. We now complete lap number 2. Ashcroft still leads, but it's next to nothing. 6/100ths on this lap. It was 37 thousandths. Oh, Ashcroft went wide there, and that's allowed Felipe Reyes to skip past Lars Lambers through turn 3 and retake the race, now take the race lead. Maxime Becker looking up the inside of Lars Lambers. He gets through for third through turn 5. Oh, bit of bumping there between Becker and Ashcroft. And Ashcroft gets touched on the back bumper significantly to the point where he's run a little bit wide. Alexander Van Meeuwen has got the 165 of Finn Albert Jorgensen right on his case and right on the rear bumper. Into turn number 9. Once again, we go on lap 3. Felipe Reyes has got a little bit of a cushion between himself and Jacob Ashcroft. But if I know Ashcroft very, very well I do. I've commentated on him for a number of years. Don't ever count him out, whatever you do. So 3 minutes down, 10 to go. Felipe Reyes leads after lap 3. Ashcroft 3/10 behind. Becker ahead of Lambers, who's now had Van Meeuwen trying to go up the inside of him. Van Meeuwen has got through on Lars Lambers. That's a change for 4th. Finn Albert Jorgensen, Rory Armstrong, Jack Freeman, Lieke van Berkel and the 180 Thomas Verheyen round out the top 10. Maria Roberto is at the back of that train. She's currently running around 25th position as things stand. And Kieran Stewart, so glad to have you with us. Thank you very much, Dave Ritson, for giving me the heads up on that one. Kieran is watching along with you all here in person. Great news. He's been discharged from hospital, and now the fight kicks off at the front end of the field. Reyes goes up the inside. Goes deep on turn 12. Ashcroft's going to pull alongside him. That's going to open the door for Maxime Becker. Maybe even Alexander Van Meeuwen. And that happens. And Lars Lambers now up into P3. Felipe Reyes drifts wide. And Finn Albert Jorgensen tried to get through on the young Dutchman. However, that just goes to show. Van Meeuwen into the side of Lambers. Lambers sideways. Becker around the outside. Reyes up the inside. And that's a change for 2nd and 3rd position. They're all squabbling. Those behind, the likes of Rory Armstrong, Jack Freeman, Lieke van Berkel. Oh, we've got one turn around into turn 8. And there's been a multi-cart incident. There's a direct correlation. One of which is a Praga chassis. It's not Maxime Becker, I might hasten to add, because he's still, at the moment, in 2nd position. Jacob Ashcroft is running away with this. Running away with this is the 122, based out of Western-super-Mare, this year's European Rotax champion. And now he's gunning for his 2nd. He's already got his ticket to the grand finals, but that is being very much contested by a multitude of characters from the paddock. And this just goes to show Lambers sends it up the inside of Van Meeuwen. It got a bit too close for comfort. I thought Lars Lambers was going to need to have a change of race suit after that moment through turn 6. 7.5 minutes to go. Plus an additional lap. Ashcroft is going to be more than, I think, 9/10 of a second, maybe even a second ahead of Maxime Becker. Felipe Reyes still holds on to 3rd, ahead of Lambers. Van Meeuwen. Freeman is closing. Lieke van Berkel is there. Finn Albert Jorgensen has dropped a couple of places back. What Jack Freeman needs to do over the next 2 races is to stay ahead of Finn Albert Jorgensen. If he does that, he's got the mini rookie title. Ashcroft is assured of the title very much after this race, because at this moment in time, Jacob Ashcroft is on quite a significant margin, about 100 points. So he'll capture the title with 1 race to go. Felipe Reyes signaling to Lars Lambers. Alexander Van Meeuwen has other ideas. Tries to get through on the 142. That's not going to fly there. This could give Jack Freeman an opportunity. He's looking up the inside into turn 9 on Alexander Van Meeuwen. The 193 being closed down on by Lieke van Berkel. Tristan Shays is out of the race. Rory Armstrong drops to 20th position. So the young man from County Down in Northern Ireland has really got to put himself together and really start getting up the field as quickly as possible. Oh, bit of a bump from Lambers on Reyes going through into turn 2. And Maxime Becker is in second position, but he's being closed in on. Look at the speed that Reyes has got. He's up the inside of the German. That's going to open the door for Lars Lambers. Lambers still holds station. In fourth place, he's got Alexander Van Meeuwen going into turn 7, round the outside of him. And still with 5.5 minutes to go, anything can happen. Jack Freeman again looks to the inside of turn number 9 on Alexander Van Meeuwen. But Freeman is doing exactly what he needs. Oh, Felipe Reyes went was a bit twitchy. Going into turn number 10 under braking. Nearly gave Maxime Becker the run round the outside. And the German is stuck behind him. So is Lars Lambers, Alexander Van Meeuwen. There's Jack Freeman. There's Lieke van Berkel. And there's Finn Albert Jorgensen. They're fanning out on the start-finish straight. Ashcroft is 2.1 seconds up the road. No one's going to catch him. They're all squabbling over real estate. Lieke van Berkel has made up a position. Has got through. And now the Minimax rookie class leaders are line astern. Freeman has got Finn Albert Jorgensen right behind him. Oh, sideways from Becker. And that changed just there. Jack Freeman over the back bumper of Alexander Van Meeuwen. That's allowed Finn Albert Jorgensen and the 196 of Bran van der Weken to get through. Who would have thought this for drama? Who would have thought of this happening right now? As a little bit of a touch on the back bumper of the 196 of Bran van der Weken. This just goes to show how hard these youngsters are charging. And Freeman gets through on van der Weken into turn 2. Three minutes and 40, plus an additional lap remains on the timer in the pre-final. Maxime Becker was looking for a possible move on Lieke van Berkel, who is currently 4th and climbing the order. Good move there from Daniel Ferguson. And that was on the 136 of Tom Reed for 13th position. Good to see the Ram Racing logos on the car. Ram Racing, that's a name I haven't heard of for quite a while, actually. I saw them when Johnny Mone, I think, drove for them in GT3s a little while ago. However, the battle for second is really heating up. Felipe Reyes still holding on to that second position, ahead of Lars Lambers, Lieke van Berkel, Germany's Maxime Becker, amongst others. You also got Jenthe Moonen really factoring into this as well. Jack Freeman has gone quicker than Finn Albert Jorgensen, trying to chase the 165 from Denmark down. And now there could be a change in the offing. Maxime Becker was looking up the inside of Lieke van Berkel through turn 5. Could not get through. But could this be the case? He does so through at turn number 7 off of the Europlan with 2 minutes and 20 seconds still remaining on the timer. Down into Cafe Corner at turn 10 they go. Some drivers looking a little bit sideways with the back axle snapping to the left-hand side. And that's brilliant. Great to hear from Peter Jeans. You'll be seeing the Trinity Kart Racing boys out a little bit later. Maxim and Vlad will be out next. Oh! Contact between Lambers and Reyes going into turn 2. The 142 hitting the back end of the 106 with a little bit of terminal velocity, spinning the 107 slightly sideways. Lambers sends it up the inside of turn 6 on Felipe Reyes as Alexander Van Meeuwen does exactly the same to Maxime Becker. And Ashcroft is away and clear. His gap cannot be usurped at this moment. One and a quarter minutes still to go, plus an additional lap. Jacob Ashcroft coming round the 12th and final corner. to complete lap number 12. 1 minute to go. The squabble continues from second backwards. Lambers still trying to go at Felipe Perez, but Alexander Van Meeuwen looking up the inside of the 142 at turn 2. Looks for the cutback. That's brilliant from Van Meeuwen. Van Meeuwen through on Lambers, who runs wide. Becker through. Becker through now into fourth. Lambers sends it back up the inside of the German to retake fourth, going into turn 6 and onto the Europalan. Alexander Van Meeuwen is going to the outside of turn number 7. That's going to open the door for Lambers, but Van Meeuwen shuts the door. 20 seconds on the timer. Plus an additional lap. This battle has really heated up. You can see on your screens at home there are 9 karts. Oh, moment there for Maxime Becker. Maxime Becker's got Lars Lambers around the outside of him, and he's got through at turn number 11. And now there's a change for second. Felipe Perez through on Alexander Van Meeuwen, but Jacob Ashcroft is comfortably ahead by 4.5 seconds. Jack Freeman battling away with the likes of Bran van der Weken and Jens Timonen, and has got Finn Albert Jorgensen in front of him. Alexander Van Meeuwen will not give up. He's not letting go. Felipe Perez has got significant pressure from behind as they go into the Europalan for the final time. Oh, a moment there for Maxime Becker coming out of turn 6. Van Berkel up the inside. Finn Albert Jorgensen, has to do a bit of avoidance there. He saw Becker to his left-hand side. Did a bit of a gesticulation. Not too sure what the signage was meant to mean, but Maxime Becker pulls to the right. Finn Albert Jorgensen nearly had a tank slapper on the back straight away. But last year, Matej Radenkovic was the Max Swiderski was the Minimax champion. This year, it goes to Jacob Ashcroft, who wins the pre-final, and by my calculations, no one's going to touch him. He becomes your 2023 B&L Karting Series champion. Second, it's Felipe Perez. Alexander Van Meeuwen takes third. Well, it's final lap. Sorry, my apologies there. I got a bit too excited, folks, but it is going to be the case that Ashcroft is so far away. That's the thing. Championship Sunday, I think, just takes it out of me on that point. But we are on the 15th and final lap. Lambers now on the inside of Van Meeuwen. And Lambers gets through. The final lap is very much almost at its completion. Jacob Ashcroft has 3 more turns to negotiate. He's about 5 seconds up the road now. Into turn 11 for the final time, and he comes out of it. But let's concentrate on the man of the moment. He picked up the European Championship at the home of British Karting and at the home of champions. Jacob Ashcroft takes his second title outside of the United Kingdom this season with a gap that is unassailable. Second, Felipe Perez. Third, Lars Lambers. Alexander Van Meeuwen. Lieke van Berkel. Finn Albert Jorgensen. Bran van der Weken. Maxime Becker. Jack Freeman. Jens Timonen. That's your top 10. As the Minimax rookie title goes down to the final race of the season. Vic van Kampenhout, Victor Reutz, Tom Reed, Ryan Rivers, Thomas Verheyen, Rory Armstrong, Jonathan Falkenberg, Samir Paul, Maria Roberto, Jakub Kubera, Jeff Verbeek, Pauline Van Preet, Benedicta Masiokas, Leon Herbo, Zega Fransen, Jensen Walker. We are waiting for Tristan Beals to cross the line, who does so now. Daniel Ferguson retiring from the race with 2 laps to go. Tristan Shay's out on lap 4, but the way things stand with an unassailable lead, Jacob Ashcroft becomes your 2023 Minimax overall champion.